Hello guys, this is lesson number 1, PTV VISUM, transportation planning software. This tutorial I'm going to talk about network model or network object. It will have 4 divisions. We are going to start with network objects, as you can see in this list, and not all of the network objects. We will start with the simple essential objects to draw a network will be a node, a link, and a turn, a zone, and a connector. Then we will go for the transport system. After that, the third one will be the transportation system, the modes and demand segments, and finally link types. All of these network elements, they can have a user-defined attribute that can store some data in it. For example, for nodes, you can type the name of the node, the intersection type number, and this type number is going to be related to the VDF function, which is called volume delay function, in order to specify the impedance or penalties for the people going to that intersection. Explanation of VDF function will come later in another video. So I have this network here, which is an example provided by the VISUM. I'm using version 15, training student version. So let's get started. First of all, you can add a network object by clicking on the bottom here, create mode. So I'm going to create a new node, so I click here, then I will specify the location here. So a new tab for the create a new node will show up here. It will ask for the node number, which is a default number automatically generated by the software. Type number, as I said, it will be related to the volume delay function. So for example, if this node is a signalized intersection, and in the volume delay function I say that okay, type 25 will have the volume delay function for the signalized intersection. I can type a code and the name and capacity for this node. Let's say it is 5000, and a T0 will be 5 seconds, for example. T0 will be related to the free time or free flow time toward this node. Control type, I will choose signalized, and for the method for impedance and node, I will use node VDF. Explanation of node VDF will be in the upcoming videos. Then click OK. Then I will go to the edit mode, so I will click here. Then to edit a node, you can click on the node, right click, edit. Here a new window will open to you. Okay, it will have a node, a link, a turn, geometry, signal timing, and turn volumes. Of course, all of these will be related to the node. In order to have a node, you need to have a link, and in order to have a link, the combination of node and link will generate a turn. This geometry will show you the geometry of the link, signal timings, and turn volumes. Turn volumes, this is where you can show your turns, and signal timing, it's something out of the scope of this tutorial. So here is where I specified my type number, capacity, and T0 signalized, and it is a node VDF. Okay, I will click here to go to the main window, and then I will go to add a new link. So I will go here to the link tab, insert mode, and I will draw a link connecting these two nodes. A new tab for the creating a link will show up with an automatic number generated by VISUM, and it will tell you from which node is connected to which node. and a type. Of course, links, same as node, has a type number, and again this type number is related to the volume delay function. So I will select a type of 10, and my opposite direction will be the same as my other direction. Then I will just click OK. So a new link has been generated. I will go to the edit mode again, and I'm done. In order to display the node parameters as I did before, click on the node, double click on any node to edit it. Now this window will show you that this node is connecting 3 links. For example, it's a T-junction. In order to show the turns for this node, go to turn, and you will see that you have 2 tabs here. If you click on one of them, it will show you that you can zoom in, and you have a movement allowed from this node or from this link to this link, and you have a movement allowed from this link to this link. People cannot go in the other direction for the right or left turns. So how to show these links or how to open these ones? You can go here, right click, show also closed turns, and here now you can see that all of these dashed lines are inactive. Inactive means that these turns are closed for transportation system, or might be closed for a specific transportation system. For example, this right turn here, if I come here and to the T-sys set, I click and it is empty. So for example, I will open this turn for car. So I click here, click OK. Then I will find that this turn, now it is not a dashed line anymore, and it is open for transportation system car. This is it for now for working with node and turns. So now we learned how to add a node and add a link, and edit the node and edit the link, and draw the turns. Of course, sometimes you don't want to go for each node and double click on it, and maybe it will be hard for you to remember which node is this one. So VISUM provided a quick view here that, for example, I click on this node and I can change the parameters for this specific node from the quick view while I still have my screen open. If you want to edit the attribute here, to add or remove some attributes, click on this one, which is select attributes. A new window will open to you, and from this table or from this list below, you can add whatever you want to show it in the quick view. And click OK. So it will add it for you here. The same goes for the same thing happened to the links. So if I go to the links, I will have the different list whenever I click on each link. So if I click on this link, it will tell me it's type 40, number of lanes, capacity, speed, and transportation system allowed for this one. So now we finished the part for the network that is related to the road network, which is node and links. In order to create the supply network that can carry the demand of this for this network, we need to create zones. Of course, zones or transportation analysis zones, TAZs, is where you can insert your origin destination demand. You can edit this zone, or let's create a new zone. So you go to the zone tab, create mode, and I will add a new zone here. Number, type, the most important here that you give the name for this zone. So let's say it is Y city, and click OK. After you click OK, you can specify a shape for the zone. The shape is very important because later you need to define your zone centroid in order to connect it with the connectors, and then from the connectors to the node, and then to the road network. So just draw your boundaries the way it's shaped in your project. Then right click and say finish the section of the face. Go to the edit mode and the new zone is created. Zones can also have a user-defined attribute that you can insert a land use data, population, employment, etc. Zones cannot know that there is a link or there is a node. In order to make a relation between the zone and the road network, you need connectors. So go to the connectors tab here, add a new connector that join the two zones. Of course, connector can have a length and a transportation system. Some of the connectors, they can be one-way or two-way. So if it is a one-way, you need to go to the opposite direction and close the transportation system from here. Go again back to the edit mode, and now we have a network consists of node and links, connectors, and zones. By this network, we can run a transportation model. Of course, this is for a simple network. Now we finished with part number 1, which is the network objects. We are going to move to transport system. So in order to work with transport system modes and demand segment, VISUM made it easy. VISUM can do a multimodal transport planning where you can combine or work together a public transit and a private network. For example, you can have a combination or a network that consists of private mode, which is, for example, car, and a public mode or public transit, which is bus or rail. So in order to know how is the data flow in VISUM works for the demand part, go to demand, thesis, mode, DSEGs. You will start with transportation system. Transportation system is where you define whether you have a bus, a car, a train, or a walk links. Usually, transportation systems is a subset of a mode. So let's create a transportation system. You will have a code, a name, and the type, and passenger car units, which are called usually PCUs. So I would say I have car, and the name will be car low income, or let's say it is just car with code of C, and passenger car unit is 1, and the speed will be 120 as maximum speed. And then here I have the link type, which can be open for the car. I'm gonna say all the links will be used for car. Click OK. Okay, I created a mode that is already exists, so it is here. We can edit it and see it that the mode is C, name is car, passenger car unit is 1, and it is open for all of the link types. Click OK. Now we need to create a mode. A mode connects one or more transportation system. So transportation system is a subset of a mode. So for example, here I have a mode of car, heavy vehicles, and PUT. If I come to the PUT, which is public transit, it have more than, as I said, more than a transportation system. So PUT here has a bus, a train, a PUT walk links. Now we need to define or create a demand segment. A demand segment belongs exactly to one mode. You cannot have a demand segment for more than one mode. And again here I have a car, heavy vehicle demand segment, a PUT demand segment. If I want to edit one of them, so the code is P and the name, occupancy rate. For example, you can use this one when you have high occupancy vehicles, low occupancy vehicles, or maybe a different occupancy rate in case you will have it or you might not. Analysis period and analysis horizon. Click OK. So this one will finish the part of transportation system. If you want to read more about the definition of transportation system or demand segment and modes, please refer to the VISUM manual. If you want to go to the manual, just click Help and PTV VISUM manual, and it will open directly for you this window. And you can just Control F and search for what you want. Transportation system modes and demand segments, and you will read more explanation about it. This finishes the second and the third part of this tutorial. The last part of this tutorial is link types. When you start or when you want to code a new network, especially when you have a large scale network, it is not easy to create a link and then manually you go and put the speed, number of lanes, and capacity, because in large networks you will have different facility types. For example, you will have a freeway, expressway, arterial, and collector, and for each of these types you will have different capacities, speed, and number of lanes. So VISUM has an automatic way as a predefined data in the links that whenever you are going to draw a link, it will insert the attribute automatically. Let's see an example. Go to network, link types. A new window will open. In VISUM you can define maximum of 100 link types starting from 0 up to 99. If I click on this type, which is type number 10, it has a name, it has a special speed and different capacity and the number of lanes, and it will be open for a transportation system that the user will define. So for example, I want to make a freeway, so I will change the name to freeway with speed of 120 capacity. This capacity will be the capacity not per lane, it will be the capacity times the number of lanes. So for example, it is 5 lanes, capacity of 2000 per lane, that's 10,000 of total capacity, and it will be open for the transportation system car only. So I will untick the heavy vehicle and I will click OK. Now if I'm going to draw a new link, will be type number 10, so I will draw this link create mode, I will connect these two nodes with a new link, and I will say, see here, it came automatically as freeway. Click OK, go to the edit mode, double click on this freeway link, and you will see that it has a speed of 120, number of lanes 5, capacity of 10,000 as I defined it before. So it will make your work easy if you work with link types. So for example, type number 11 will be also a freeway with maybe speed of 120, but maybe now number of lanes 4 and capacity of 8,000. This finish the lesson number 1 about PTV VISUM software. There will be upcoming tutorials about different tools in VISUM and fundamentals of the VISUM. If you want or if you have any question, please ask me in the comments. Thank you.